Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is Rock, your nature boy. As we today continue with part 2 of the fish trap building. I hope that I didn't take too long to return with this one, but was under the weather a little bit, so I have to take a break from doing videos and only post a few shots. So today we will continue where we left off on part 1. So remember, we're building a 8'6" length trap by 6 feet wide, and the wire that we're using, it is 4 feet wide, so we have to find another way to put 2 feet on it to extend it to 6 feet wide. So remember that in part 1 we would have cut that 8'6" length piece of wire and then rip it down the middle. That's a 4 feet, so we get 2 feet. That one piece of 8'6" wire is now 2 feet because we'll rip it in two, so it's 2 feet wide by 8'6" long. So what we are going to do now, we are going to knit that 2 feet wide piece of wire onto the trap, or onto that 4 feet. So now you have that 2 feet added extension. So we are going to get it now to the width that we need it, which is 6 feet wide, and it's going to be 8'6" long. So what I have just done is to demonstrate that when you're going to put it together, you have to look at the mesh and the 2 feet that you cut, and also on the 4 feet that is there. You need to make sure that where you have a whole mesh, you put it line up with a mesh and the 4 feet that is whole. Where you have a half mesh, you put the half mesh lined up. So if you notice there, all right, so it's a full mesh on the 2 feet, full mesh on the 4 feet. You join it there. It is important, if you notice also going down, you have a half mesh and a half mesh, full mesh, half mesh, half mesh. As we move into part 3, you will see why this is so important, because if this is not done, you're going to have a problem finding the corners and to build a trap in such a way where it is nice and straight and neat. So it's always important to catch them that way, big to big, little to little. Also, you have to do this so when you're cutting the pattern, you don't have the funnel going out of whack or out of line. You want everything to be lined up. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to continue this for 8 feet 6 inches for the top and 8 feet 6 inches for the bottom. So you have to extend both 4 feet wire to 6 feet wide. And this of course is a task, because you have to catch each mesh by mesh and lock them with the pliers. So when you're drawing the trap, even if you have 100 pound or 150 pound of fish in the trap, it doesn't release and let go your fish. But you have to do it in such a way that it is secure. So even the biggest fish or the biggest catch of fish within the trap, leaving the bottom, you are sure that it is coming to the surface, because your trap or your traps would have been properly put together. So this process is going to take a while. Of course, we're not going to be there videoing for 20, 30, 40 minutes to get this done. What we'll do, we'll just cut the videos up and show you how it's done to maintain continuity, and also to ensure that we conserve on time, so we, along with those who are watching, will see and have a better understanding of the amount of work that is put into catching fish with the fish trap. So the process is moving on. The process is moving on, and we are still at work. All right. So just watch carefully as the camera will, zoom in on what I'm doing and show you exactly how it ought to be done. And what is happening here now is that we are coming to the end of what is happening, of what we're doing. All right, so we will just take a few minutes here just to complete this, to secure the 2 feet to that 4 feet, to ensure that what we're doing is very durable. Now, most people see a fish trap and think it's just one morning we get up and we just put this thing together within 15 minutes. A maximum time of about 5 to 6 hours if you're working, at a good pace is what it takes to do a trap. So we never really get to doing more than 2 traps per day, and that would of course include preparation from the next day. So doing the simple things like these. So when I say that 2 traps per day, that would be cutting the pattern, putting it and rounding, put stick in it and put the funnel in it. All of these are time consuming. Sometimes you get your finger pierced by the wire because the wire is sharp. You use a pliers to do it. Sometimes you get your finger hit by the hammer and all of that. So it's a lot that is put into there. Also, one roll of these wire, it's very costly, and not only because of the time, but the raw material itself, because one roll of this wire can run you up to about $23,000, and you only get 2 traps this size from one of the roll of the wire. And in addition to that, you have to buy the stick for about $1,000 per dozen. Then you have to pay almost the same to strip them down. You have to now go and get your galvanized nail, because it's not any nail that you can use. You have to use specific nail, specific wire to do the job. So when a trap is completed, each trap you're looking at about $30,000 to $35,000. That is if it is you who build it yourself. So that piece of 2 feet would have already now run onto the 8'6". So I'm now separating the 8'6" that the wire is on from the other side. Now this, you have to cut this in a straight line. It takes a lot of concentration, because once you lose concentration, you are going to find yourself maybe have to dump that piece of wire, or you may have to do some patchwork on it. So whatever you're doing, so I'm just re-measuring what I've just done to ensure that the length is what is to the specification of what I'm building, 8'6". All right. Then after this, what we are going to do is that we are going to run the other piece of 2 feet and the other piece of 8'6". So as we prepare for part 3, just remember to like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, and if you have any question, you can leave that question in the comment section and I will respond to you. So all the best, have a good one. Thank you.